Hey everyone, this is Cedric. I am the founder of Legacy Smart Group, and I'm glad to have you here today as I want to be the one person that welcomes you to the insurance industry. So I want to talk about a bunch of things here, and let me just come out of this. I'm just going to talk about a bunch of things here and just be real short. It's not, I know many of us are with different organizations, and I just want to give you my piece from me to you to welcome you. And hey, you never know, we might be working together in the future. All right. So let's get down to it. And here we go. I want to turn around and I want to welcome you to the industry right here. And these are not the carriers that I work with, but it's a carrier that many of us work with. I don't know who you work for. There's some that I have here that I am appointed with, and I'm happy to offer those to the clients. And we'll just move on to the next one. All right. Okay. So before you get started in this industry, the one thing you got to know first is why you got into the industry. So let's take a second to discuss your dreams. I know I can't interact with you here on this type of platform, but I'm just going to give you some examples for myself of how I got into it. Why did I enter the insurance industry? Hey, I'll just be honest with you. Somebody introduced me to this, a great partner of mine, and this is just something that I just fell in love with. And this is something that you have to do over time is fall in love with this because nobody woke up and said, "Hey, I want to be an insurance agent." It's somebody that introduced you to it, something that you saw, or something that just piqued your interest, and it's probably the best move that you could have ever made. So why insurance? Because if you're in this industry, either there's a couple of things. You're a people person, you love to make money, or you want to increase your knowledge on how money works, right? So with this opportunity this industry that you jumped into, pretty much you have the opportunity to achieve your dreams or expand on them. If you reach one part of your dream, you can go out and add on to it to make it even stronger and bigger and build for others. So you gotta know what your dreams are. So for mine is, and it's something that I'm still growing up. I'm in my 20s. If you see how, I'm in my 20s. So really I'm not in my 20s. But my dream is to actually be debt free, to be able to help others and give and give and give. That's something that's part of the family is learning how to continue to give and to help others. And I want to be in a situation where I can really do that more than I do now, right? So at a minimum, have three goals. Now those goals are something that we're going to talk about later on as we get through this. But what are your goals? And take those goals and actually break them down, right? So the reason why you see these pictures is I love the starting from the top right. I love Mercedes. Those are my favorite cars, right? I love the older models, and those two right there. Those are the goals that I have to go back and find the right one and actually have those and just drive those around and build them up and pass them on to my children. So on the left hand side, top left hand, I just want to have all the kids together and we have a nice home and we can go bike riding, in the backyard, backwoods. And that's a big goal of mine. I see it all the time and it's something that I would love to have giving using this industry. I can do that on my own with other things that I have, but then you can use this as a platform to get even closer to what you want to achieve. Right now, You have to set your goal, and you have to set the habits to get to those goals. Now, one of the other things is, many of you maybe one thing that I want is to have a man shed, right? Where I can park the cars, where I can go outside and have a good time. and just work on different projects. And that's one thing that I want. And also just to have an awesome, unbelievable six-figure cash flow. Now, this is not something that I'm saying that I don't have. This is something that was a goal when I first started. Okay. So what are your goals? Your goals may not be the same as mine, but you have to set those and you have to create the habit. And you're in the right industry to accomplish that. So jump at just putting it out there. These are the things that have to get done. If you haven't, if you already licensed, you already know you've been through this process and you know, or if you have other agents, you have to these are the things that you have to walk them through. So this is for everybody. You got to get registered for pre-licensing. So whatever, if you're independent or if you're with an agency, these are the things that you need to do. And you want to, when you're going through the pre-licensing process, you want to go ahead and always try to score 80% or higher on that pre-licensing program that you have. That way, if you get nervous like myself, go in, you take the test. If you get nervous, guess what? You've been scoring high enough. So if you drop just a little bit, you second guess yourself, which you're not, because I just told you not to. Really, you're still going to meet the requirements to pass the state exam. So I'm wishing you the best of luck for those of you that are taking a test. Then get reimbursed for the class. That's some things you may have to work with the agency that you're with. There may be special incentives that's out there. This may not apply to everybody, but sometimes there may be you may have an upline or a company or whatever that can, especially the reason why this is there, especially if you're military. If you have a tuition assistance or things like that, those are things that you can get reimbursed for. Just keep your receipt. Now, if you jumped into the pre-licensing, you have to commit to taking the exam. So you want to schedule that test. You want to get it done in 2 weeks. Now, life happens. You shouldn't go any longer than 30 days. The fastest that I've ever seen it done is 6 days. You can get it done in two. The longest you should take is 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. Now, once you have that, you pass the state exam. Now you're going to go on to the NIPR website, NIPR.com, and then you're going to fill out the licensing application. If there are any requirements that you have, please upload those. Think about it. You may have, depending on your state, you may need fingerprints. Depending on your background, you may have some additional documents that you may have to upload. If there are any legal or bank or anything like that that may be in question, go please review the questions on the website and submit those immediately, and always follow up on it because we want to get you started as soon as possible. Once that comes back, depending on your state, remember some of your states do not process your license online. They may mail it to you, especially if you're in the state of Michigan, if you're in the state of Massachusetts, and some other select states. So the biggest things you definitely want to know and look to see how fast you will be receiving your license so you can get started. Once you have that, it is time to get started. And the best thing that you want to do is get appointed to the carriers. Okay? Get appointed to the carrier, all those awesome carriers that I showed you in the beginning, right? Those are the things that you want to do to get started, get appointed. And just depending on who you are, if you're independent or if you are in a captain, non-captain, whatever, FMO, IMO, whatever you're with, you want to get appointed. All right. So let's talk about life insurance. Let's talk about health. Let's talk about wealth. There's a lot of things that you can make the connection with where all of these come together. So many of you might be going for your life license, a life producer, your health license, and there's several other licenses that you can go for. right? So I'll just talk to you just about life insurance. So then the main things that you will be focusing on is term and permanent. Now you have all other types of products. I won't get into that. You can reach out to me and I'll tell you a little bit more. You know, if you some people may want to do variable, fixed products and all type of things like that. But let's just keep it simple. So talking to is looking at the pictures below, you have from left to right the 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 baby, you know, the toddler going, and then as they grow up, you want to just like yourself or want to graduate or get the diploma, GED, college, whatever the case may be. One day you may want to own a home. One day when you hit your financial peak, you want to partner with others and maybe become an entrepreneur, right? Just like you are right now, and develop others and give them the opportunity. And guess what? In the end, we just want to retire and kick back. Now, it's up to you how long it's going to take to achieve that. But with that, the power of that license, you have everything. So the connection is you can do all of these things through having a health and a life license, right? For those times for emergencies, for the times that you may want to build wealth. And that's the three images that you see in the middle. For life insurance, it's not just about passing away, it's about another way, another vehicle that you can actually generate wealth, or which is the symbol that you see right there. But you have to have that type of coverage and you have to give people that type of vision, right? So you have term is the most affordable and it expires as well. Then you have permanent that's going to give all those things that's right there. And I'll cover some of those, but I won't get in depth because you do have your agencies that's going to, or as an independent agent, you're going to learn all of these things. So I won't go in depth right here. But I just want to highlight these are the things that you're going to be learning about in the future as you're coming into the industry and looking at that. These are all the stages. Those images are right there for you to see the stages that you're going to be connecting with families and helping them and walking them through the entire process from the beginning and end. As long as you're here and with that license, if you done well, guess what? You can pass that license on to the next generation. And guess what? You have the residual income, passive income, all the things that you wanted, which were a part of those goals. And I just tied that together for you. So we're building a connection. All right. My favorite, and I am a crusader for living benefits. Now, living benefits is something that I love the most because I cherish it, because I've have had a loved one that I did not know about this, and this is something that I am a crusader of, and I want you to be a crusader of, especially if you're in this industry when you can tie health and life together. All of those things come together, right? So you have the basic ones: terminal, critical, and chronic. Now you see right here, just a snapshot. All carriers don't offer this. It's just a snapshot from one of the carriers. It's kind of summed up. I put this together with some of the things that you should be looking for and policies that you're offering to your clients too as well. Okay, so this is what makes the insurance industry so valuable that you're bringing us to a platform of individuals that they've never seen these things before. And only way that they will find this is not something that's taught in schools um, as of right now, and hopefully in the future they will be. But this is for you to get out there and to get the message out of being a crusader. Now, I want you to know it now, and you're gonna figure it out later. Can't tell you everything now. You can't write it down. You're not gonna find it in the book. But the first thing to being successful is you gotta learn how to sell yourself, right? So I built up the courage. I'm talking to whomever it is that's on the other side of this camera, and I hope you're receiving this message. liking what I'm saying, how I say it, however you receive it. I have no control of that. But I am doing this so I can build myself, so I can build others too as well. So hopefully you trust me in the message that I'm giving you, because this is something that you need to know now, but you're going to figure it out later. You won't have any success if you can't sell yourself first. Now, one of the things that you have to do is be public, become public. That means on social media, having making and reaching out to people, opening yourself up, having your website, talking to people. You don't have to share your personal business, but you have to sell yourself. You have to be professional at all times. You are representing the companies as well as your agencies and just your legacy, because this is Legacy Smart Group, and that's the one thing that you want to represent who you are when you're part of when you're part of something that's big, right? Now, we talked about goals earlier. And you should establish a goal for the year. How much money do you want to make? What do you want to achieve? What are those things that you really want? You should break it down into quarters, pieces, so you can figure out how to get there. If you want to make X amount of dollars, how much do you need to make each month? How many policies do you have to write? How many families? How many phone calls? How many posts? How many leads? All those things that you have to think of and break that down. You just can't pick up the phone and call somebody and know that they're going to come through and just do whatever you want. If that was the point, all of us will be rich. But you do have some awesome people out there, just like myself, that are taking that step and have the plan in place, and I'm executing just like you will be. So investing in yourself. Take some time to invest in yourself. You know, get on YouTube, create your account, social media, develop you a professional Google um, email. So don't have delicious thunder 729 at Gmail and want a customer to email you. That's not that you want to be professional. So you want to go find something that looks. If you want to go develop your web page, if you want to find a platform that offers you the opportunity to title your business name, you want to go get a LLC or an S corp, things like that. You have to go out and find a calendar. You can start off with Google. I strongly recommend Google. That way you can get into calendars and several other things, because it's all connected to Google and you want yourself to pop up. But you may want to, when you email somebody from these major organizations, it doesn't say Gmail behind that. So you may in the future, as you start to learn, you're going to have to invest in yourself. All right. Now, that also includes reading. So I encourage you to find there's a book called GoPro and several other things, books that's out there to read to develop your mind. That way you can translate that into your business. And then you have to be an active listener too as well. So taking the time, and if you're still here with me, then at that time, I know that you're an active listener, and you're receiving a message, because you're going to have coaches later down the line that's going to be guiding you and pushing you, as well as the carriers, because there's nothing wrong with the products. There's just not enough of awesome people like you to get the information out to the families, and they definitely need us. Okay. Now you got to be open to challenges. And you got to be open to talking to people. People will challenge you, and be okay with them telling you no. Well, understand they may come back to you later. They may want to watch you. They want to see if you're serious, if you're going to do them right. What have you done in the past, right? Because you're moving forward. We're not looking back. We're moving forward. So you want to look at those type of things and maintain your professionalism and how you articulate and things like that. So that way in the future, your success, it'll just It'll just blow people's minds, and you will become a leader. But first, you might have to be a follower. So might have to watch others and watch their success. Now, partnership, that's a big thing. So as you get into this business, you can also have opportunities to, I'll lead into the next one. You can either write everything on your own pen, which is called a producer, or you can be a builder. I love looking for life insurance agents that I can train and give them the knowledge. I can't give you everything right now, but I'm going to give you just enough to get you started and get you out there so you can be successful. So you can build an agency and still write. You can do both. You say, I just don't like talking to people. So guess what? I'm just going to produce and write business, and I am happy with that. And that's completely okay. But if you want, you got to think about those goals. Can you get to it faster? And just taking your time to teach others. And guess what? You can grow into something that's called a partnership. Now, you want to fail forward. This is not the one of the industries where you can just um, take your time and learn it all, because there are agents that have been in this industry for over 30 years and they are still learning today, right? I have been doing this for a great period of time and I am still learning things today. New products are coming out, and those new products need to be introduced to families that have been needing them years ago. There's things that you may have that may come out that you just didn't know. You're gonna run into clients that's been declined before. Let's say someone that's a smoker. I'll give you a tip. Well, I can't give you the tip. We'll talk about it outside of this. But when it comes down to it, you can help people that are smokers to find the right products. Someone that may uh, have, what do you call it? They may use marijuana, but they may use it. There's a specific word, occasionally, right? There may be somebody with HIV. There may be somebody that has diabetes. Those are the type of things that you have to fail forward and actually work with people. Is nothing that you can do to say the wrong thing to the right person. And that's what I'm getting at here. All right. So, in addition, know your competitors. There's several companies that I listed in the opener, and I don't work with them. I'd love to work with them, and some of them, I just need to know what they do so I can know how I need to improve. So you need to take the time and look up some of the carriers that you will be offering to your clients. Are they A-rated? Are they good with? Do they offer living benefits? Do they offer cash? Will they help with retirements? Or are they going to decline your clients? Those are things that you will learn over time. But then that's when you have mentors like myself and others that you can work with, or you'll just have to learn it on your own and invest in yourself and go to trainings from the carriers. Build relationships with the families. You have to build relationships with other agents. That way you can learn. You can probably take this video, turn it into your own, and make it even better. Once you hit now you find out later what it takes, and now you turn it around and present that information. So finding the right insurance family. So there is Legacy Smart Group is one of those. It's an agency. This is basically I have a that's my business, and I am have partied with a platform that will give me the opportunity to work with carriers and be the bridge between the client and the carrier. So you want to find the right family that you can take your clients to, who's going to be at the other end of that bridge. So you have to find a platform that's going to get you there. All right. How or who am I selling to first? So let me just tell you, most in the industry, some people, if you're working for independent or with a MLM or whatever you want to call it, they may talk about something called a top 25. If you do something like that, if you're just getting started in general, even if you're working with a company, you want to have that product yourself, right? As well, you want to introduce this exciting industry to someone that you know first and tell them, hey, I work here. I'm proud of what I do. Let me tell you about it, right? Who are you going to tell first? Is it going to be your parents? It's kind of, they have something called a warm market and a cold market. So guess what? I'm going to tell my mother everything. Well, I'm not going to tell her everything, but I'm going to tell her, hey, this is what I'm doing. And could she use it? Do your grandparents have insurance, health, life? Does your brother, your sister, or the close your someone that's close to you? Do you now jumping into it? You might have a business partner that you or someone at your job that you may work with if you're not full time in the industry. You might have another job. You may want to practice and have a discussion and tell that other person. Now, they might be part of the cold market because you don't know what happens when they go on. You don't know everything you need to know about that individual. So you got to break the ice and ease in there. Now, and then guess what? Your parents, your siblings, your close friends, your associates, they may say, hey, no, I don't need any help. And most of the time, you get the no's there first, and guess what? But I do know someone that can use your help. And that's the new market that you want to break into. That's the cold market, right? And then you also have the opportunity at several platforms. There's a lot of people advertising, I have platform that I like to work with to buy leads, but I'm still doing an awesome job in the warm market. So then when it comes time, then leads is an opportunity. Most times you may not have to get into it. It's not a bad thing. It is a good thing. And that comes into investing into yourself as well, into your business, because you're finding people that are using social media or other ways that they need help because they couldn't find you, and then they become a lead. Guess what? You just helped another family. So let's bring this full circle. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit and just talk about, hey, life insurance. What are all the things that come together, right? So I'm just going to go to right now as doing this video is tax season. You may have individuals that get those taxes, but they don't know what to really do with it, right? They may go out and get the things that they need, go do some things for themselves. But what better way to take care of yourself once you learn how life insurance really works is not, I promise you, it is not just about passing away and leaving passing generational wealth with just the money from passing away, the death benefit. It's actually about the things that you can do while you're alive, right? So somebody can take the money from taxes and find you a tax consultant that you can connect with, that can introduce you, because this is financial solutions. You might have somebody that's in the credit repair world. Do you know they're making a post say do this to improve? That's part of financial solutions. Guess what? Now they can use a life insurance product. Now guess what? The thing about coming full circle, you have life insurance, but guess what? I talked about living benefits. Living benefits may not kick in for 60 to 90 days. So guess what? Then health insurance kicks in. And they have something called hospital indemnity. All right. So look into that. It's something that can be done right away. If you're a life insurance agent, grab that and add it to your platform. I highly recommend it, or join a platform where you can become a referral, and then you can always keep all the clients in that circle that you have. So it's good to have all of those things. That's how they come full circle. Now, with all of this, when you're writing business, you find the clients, you work through your warm market, your cold market, you do all those things. You got to place your business. The only way you can work with those outstanding carriers on the first slide is you got to find a client, do the correct budget. You're going to learn that, right? Do a financial analysis, break it down, give them the product that they show them what they want, get what they give them what they need, right? And then guess what? Place the business, get paid. Now you're a step closer to your goals. Now, partnership is huge. You want to be on the correct platform. There's certain there's different you want to contract with the right carriers. So that there you have to know the carriers that's out there. There's some people that start at 15%, 25%, 30%, 90%, 100, but that's not just okay, you just get this contract and that's the same for everything. Everybody does something different. So you have to learn the platform and then find out who's gonna how that works, and then you can talk to somebody about the contract levels and things like that. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me and I'll explain that. No matter what organization that you're in, I'll help break that down for you and just go from there. Now we talked about the failing forward. We'll move on from that. Building and producing, building relationships is everything. So it may take you a year to build a relationship with somebody because they want to trust you, right? And there's things where you may be in training with somebody that's called a certified field trainer, in a whatever platform that you're with, but you are the trust. So whatever your brother, your sister, the sibling, associate, whatever, they're gonna trust that you know what you're doing, and guess what? You're giving them the correct information. All right. So finding the right insurance family is huge because you got your client, you're the bridge, and then you got the family. You got the family that you're taking across the bridge to get to the carrier. That bridge, which is you, what bridge are you standing on? That bridge is that platform that you're working through. So that's the insurance family that you want to be a part of, that bridge. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop the screen share. That's all I have for you. In this edition, the Legacy Smart Group. You have any other questions? Please get back to me. Put some comments. Tell me how you like this video. I'm looking forward to doing another one of these, and I'll see you soon.